Okay. First question I ask is, what is synchronous method called? What is synchronous and what is asynchronous? Synchronous, one after the other. Asynchronous means okay. I'll tell you one simple example. I want to deposit money in a bank. Okay. If I earlier, if you are having ICICI account, I was having ICICI account. I want to deposit money in my ICICI account. What I have to do? To go to bank, wait in queue. There are some 10 people before me. I have to wait in queue. Then go to the teller, deposit, then get a slip, then go. Right? But ICICI earlier, before some 2 years back, they had a facility. What I could do is I can keep my cash in a cover. They'll give a cover. I'll keep my cash in cover and write all the details of the cash. How many 100 notes are there, 500 notes are there, 1000 notes are there. Keep it there and then drop it in a drop box. Within 2 hours, they will say that your money will be credited into your account. It's guaranteed. Right? So, what is the difference? What is the difference between them? No need to wait, I'll save my time. Right? So, synchronous means I want some work to be done. I will wait until the work is done. Until one work is done, I cannot do next work. I have to deposit cash in the account and then I have to come to office. So, if I am just waiting at the bank, my time will be wasted. I cannot pick up in time. So, doing one work after other is synchronous. Asynchronous means I want 2 works to be done. What I'll do is I'll just pass a message. Okay, do this work to somebody else, and then I'll go to next work. I'll not wait until this work is completed. I'll assume that okay, this work will be done after some time. I'm not. It's not mandatory for me that the money will be deposited now. I'm okay if the money will be deposited after 2 hours or 3 hours also into my account. Right? So what I'll do? I'll just keep it in I'll keep all the details about my account number, my name, and the amount I'm depositing in a cover, and then drop it there. Right? And then go on other work. So I need not wait. Right? Similarly, let's take a simple scenario. We were adding employees into database, right? Let's assume that there is a method called as add employee. Which is taking employee object. Let's assume this employee object has some 100 fields. When you are joining your company, you might have filled some big forms. One for your PF account, one for your bank account, one for what account? One for your credit card, whatever. You might have filled big forms, right? Suppose if an employee has to be added, there are a lot of tasks to be done. Whenever add employee method is done, let's assume this method add employee should take all this information from employee object and do lot of work. It may have to insert some 10 records into 10 different tables, right? One employee object, but it's having 100 fields. 10 fields I want to insert in one table, 10 fields I want to insert in another table. Like that I may want to insert 10 rows maybe for each employee, right? What will happen if I write a code for inserting 10 employees here? How much time will the method call take? It may take more time, right? But this is synchronous way. If I am writing the code for all the things to be done whenever an employee is added, the thread which is calling this add employee cannot do some other work until the control comes out of add method. This is synchronous way of calling. To make asynchronous, what I can do is add employee is taking an employee object, right? I will give this employee I can just have a global collection. Collection, I can say a queue. You know, queue is a collection, right? What is queue? First in, first out. What I will do is I will have a queue which will be shared by more than one threads. Is it possible? We can make one object to be shared by more than one thread. This is possible. So I have a queue which is shared by more than one thread. Whenever an add employee method is called, this add employee, what it will do is it will just insert this object employee into the queue. Okay, that's all. Then after inserting it into the queue, it can execute some other business logic, right? Now some other, I can write one more thread which will be constantly looking inside the queue. At some regular intervals it will wake up and look inside this queue. Is there any object here? If there is any object, what it will do is it will take the object in the queue, and this thread will do all the processing of inserting the 10 records, right? So now what happened? Client is calling this method. This method, what is it doing? Is it doing all the business logic? No, it is just pushing it into the queue, then going and doing some other work. It's returning from the method after pushing it in the queue, right? The client will get a message, okay, employee added successfully. So the client got immediate response. Client is not waiting until all the tasks are done. Client got immediate response. But the employee object is here. The other thread which is polling, what it can do is it can get the employee object and that can do all the work, right? So now is it not asynchronously doing? The work is done somehow. What is it? Take employee object, insert it into 10 different rows, 10 different tables, 10 insert queries have to be fired. The work is done finally, but it is done asynchronously. In the back end, the user got immediate response after calling add employee, right? So this is asynchronous. Now what can we do is our program can create an object. Here it can create an object, but in this object there will be some information what has to be done, and this object is posted to a destination. Okay, destination here in this queue, as an example I said it is a queue, can be anything. So this thread will post it to a destination, and another thread will be listening to that destination, right? So in this case, what am I doing? What this thread is doing? It is posting a message. Message can be anything. Some object which can contain the details of what to do next is nothing but a message. This thread is posting a message to some destination and then going away. It is guaranteed that this message will be processed after some time by another thread, right? So Java, in Java there is a specification called as JMS, Java Messaging Service, which will allow us to post some messages to a destination and also receive the messages from a destination reliably. Again, reliability is guaranteed, right? So what we want is, we want a server which will listen for incoming messages. We want a server which will listen for an incoming message. Once a message comes, keep it in some destination, right? In the message only it will be there to what destination it should be kept. There can be a number of destinations, right? So what I want is, I want a server which will be listening for incoming messages and keep it inside some destination. There can be n number of destinations configured to this server, right? And also this server will be listening for receive requests. It can also listen for receive requests. Some other thread can be registered with this JMS server with the server asking if I get any message to this destination, deliver it to me. Right? I want this server application to register any requests, and whenever a message comes to a particular destination, the message should be delivered to that client. Right? I want such a server. So we'll implement it. There are a lot of people who will implement it. Again, here there is a specification, JMS, Java Messaging Service, is a specification which tells how to implement such a server. Such a server is called as JMS server. Right? JBoss had its own implementation of JMS server, and WebLogic had its own implementation, its own implementation, right? But the way to use any of the JMS server will be same, because all of them are following same specification in developing their JMS, right? So now I told about JMS server. It will be listening for incoming messages, and also it will be responsible for delivering the messages to a registered client, right? In JMS, according to JMS specification, they define there will be two types of destinations. Okay, the two types of destinations are queue and topic. Okay, and there can be two types of users for this destination: message sender. Message sender is a client who will send a message to either queue or a topic. Message sender, message receiver. What the message sender will do is, message sender can send a message to queue, and a message receiver could have registered for a message from a queue, right? Now, what is the difference between a queue and a topic? One message sent to queue will be received by only one receiver. There can be n number of receivers for the same queue, right? But one message sent to a queue will be received by only one receiver, right? What the receivers have to do? They have to ask the JMS server to give me a message, right? They have to register first. They have to register first before receiving the request, right? Let's assume that there are 10 receivers who are registering. They will be registering in some order. In a gap of milliseconds, they might be registering at least. Whoever first registered will be the one who will be getting the message first. Queue is what? First in, first out. Whoever receiver has registered first, he will get the message. But only one receiver will receive the message. One message sent to queue will be received by only one receiver, right? But topic is a type of destination. With this topic also, what the user can do is, user can subscribe to a topic. Subscribe. And that subscription can be for longer time also. Let's assume that there are 10 subscribers to this topic. One message was sent to topic will be received by all the subscribers, just like a radio station. If you are tuned to radio station, you will receive a song from the radio station, right? All the users who are tuned to that particular radio station will receive the messages, right? Topic is just like a radio station, but queue is just like a post office. So one post which is sent will be received by only one person, right? So there are two types of destinations in JMS: queue or a topic. Any doubts? Clear? So what I want to do is, I want to send message to queue, receive message from the queue. First, let us start with queue. Then similar programming will appear for topic also with small quantities. First, let us understand about queue. First thing is, I want to send a message to queue, right? The queue should be configured already. Queue should have a name, so that by using that name, when a sender is sending a message, they will say send this message to a queue with this name, right? Queue has to be assigned a name, and also queue should be configured. How many messages, maximum messages can it take, right? Maximum messages, or what is timeout of a message, everything should be configured for a queue, right? So first thing is what we need to do is we need to configure the queue, right? How to configure? Just follow whatever I am doing. In JBoss folder, docs, examples, JMS. Here there are a lot of -service.xml. Here there is one thing called as example-destinations-service.xml. Just edit it. Okay? Just edit it. Inside this there is a root tag is server, and there are a lot of yum beans. Yum bean stands for management beans. Management beans, these are internally managed by JBoss. So there are a lot of M beans. What you could do is you can select first M bean and delete all other things. I'm just deleting all other things except the first M bean. See here, what is this M bean code is equals to queue service. If I copy now this file to deploy folder, one service will start, queue service. For this queue service, we have to, what is this file? Queue, and we can give a name. I'll say mysysqueue. Here this is the name which is given. I'll say mysysqueue. I can give my own queue name, right? And the configuration of the queue is present in a file called as queue-xm.xml. All the default configurations for queue is present here. Okay, whatever you just given a name, my own name. All the default configurations are described inside this XML, which is on the server side. We need none. So right now we'll go with defaults. Right? So just change this name is equal to mysysqueue. So if you deploy it, a queue service will be started, and the name of the queue service is mysysqueue. So just after doing this, save, copy this examples-destinations-service and paste it inside your deploy folder. Default, deploy, paste. Pasted. Now see your console. Yep, see, you should have seen that /q/mysysqueue is started. Queue service. Right? Now what happened is, when you copied, a queue service has been deployed. Right? Now, let me tell you what is happening internally. In JBoss we have a JNDI server. This is a JNDI server. Once I copied that file, what the container did is, with all the configuration of queue, it created a queue object with the name called as /q/mysysqueue, and it is registered inside the JNDA. What is the JNDA name? /q/mysysqueue. Which object is registered? Queue object is registered. There is an interface called as queue, for which there will be an implementation given by JBoss. Queue object is created and is registered in the JNDA. What information is there in the queue? All whatever we have configured. Actually, did we configure anything except I gave a name? All the configurations taken, default configuration is taken right? So queue object is registered inside the JNDA. Okay, done? Any notes? Okay. Then this is queue object. What is it? /q/mysysqueue. This is a JNDA name. So a client can look up and get the queue object once it is in JNDA. Okay, next. And this is a JMS server running. JMS server also is listening at a port, right? And this is my client. What my client want to do? It want to send a message to queue. If a message has to be sent to queue, where is queue? Queue is configured inside the JMS server. Queue is nothing like a destination, you can assume. Destination means you can assume it like a collection, a queue object. First in, first out. Any messages which you send to the JMS server will be kept in this queue. Just you can assume like this, right? So now what my client want to do? They has to make a connection to JMS server and then send the message, right? How to make a connection? I don't know, because the way to make a connection should be abstracted from the user again, because if connecting to JBoss, if there is a particular way to connect to JBoss, if I write a code for JBoss, will I be able to run the same code against WebLogic? No. So the user should be abstracted from how to connect. He need not know how to connect, right? So what has to be done is, when the JBoss is starting, it will start JMS server. When JMS server is starting, what it will do is it will create an object called as connection factory, queue connection factory. Queue connection factory. Factory is a factory. What objects will you give? Will it give? Queue connection factory will give queue connection objects. So you need not know. What this JMS server will do is, when it is starting, it will create an object of queue connection factory and is also registered inside the JNDA. Right? So what you need to do? You need to look up the JNDA, get the queue connection factory. Once you get a factory, you get queue connection. And by using that object, you can make method calls. Right? So what is the JNDA name of this queue connection factory? I will show you here. Inside messaging folder of deploy folder, there is something called as messaging-service.xml. Okay, I'm just okay. There is one thing called as connection-factories-service.xml. This is a service where connection factories are configured. Right? Just I am opening it. Okay, coming down. See here, there is a MBN called as connection factory, and if you come down, there is something called as JNDA bindings. What is the JNDA name? /connection factory or Java /connection factory. You can look up it. With this name, the connection factory is bound inside the JNDI, right? So as a client, what I should do is, the first step, I look up with the JNDI name, I will get the connection factory. From the connection factory, I will get the connection. And let's see the code. So I am writing a new class, new. First, you can see now, new Java project I will create. It's just a Java project. Client can be anything. Client can be a servlet or a plain Java class also. So I'm just creating a new Java project. '07 JMS. Next, I want all the JBoss libraries to be present in the build path, so I'm adding JBoss library. So I just created new. I'll create a class for sending messages in a package com.mysys queue message sender, or I'll say message sender to queue. I'll take main. So this should send a message to queue. First step is to create an object of new initial context, because I need to look up inside the JNDI. New initial context. Initial context is it? Throwing some exception, I will throw. Then context.lookup. First step is to look up for connection factory. The name is connection factory. I'll just use Java colon connection. Okay, so I'll just show you the API first before going ahead. Java x.jms is a package. Inside that there is an interface called as connection, and there are there is an interface called connection factory first. There are various implementations of connection factory. One is queue connection factory, the other is topic connection factory. Suppose if you want to connect a topic, you need to look up for topic, else queue, right? In JMS specification, they specify only interfaces. Implementation given by JBoss, right? In JBoss, there is a single class which is implementing both interfaces. There is a single class which is implementing both interfaces, and that is the one which is registered inside the JNDA. Now I looked it up, right? So, can I typecast it to queue connection factory? Can I typecast it to the same object of topic connection factory? Yes, because it is implementing both interfaces, right? So now I will typecast it to queue connection factory because I want to send a message to queue. Okay, I'll create queue connection factory. Queue connection factory is equals to I typecast it. Okay, so doing this, from queue connection factory I'll get an object of queue connection. Queue connection factory dot create queue connection will give me the queue connection object. Right? Then one more thing to look up, queue, right? Again look up for queue connection factory, sorry, context dot look up another object. What is the name with which it was registered is, see on the console, what is it? /q/ mysys queue. I will just look up for that. So I'll be getting an object of Q. What is this Q? See here in the interfaces. See here, destination is an interface, and there are a lot of implementations for destination. Q is a type of destination. Topic is a type of, right? So I will be actually I looked for a Q, so I'll be getting an object of Q. Q from Java x.jms. I'll typecast it. So I got an object of Q, right? Now what I want to do is I want to start a session with the JMS server, right? I want to start a session with JMS server. So to start a session with JMS server, you use Q connection dot create session. Create session is taking two parameters. I'll tell you the meaning of those two, but right, first parameter is false, and second parameter I'll give it like this. I'll tell you the meaning once you understand the program. Just write it session dot auto acknowledge. I'll tell you the meaning of this. What if I pass false and what if I pass true, and what are the other options here, I'll tell you. But just I created a session. Assume that I have created a session to JMS server. What is this returning? It's returning a session, but I know that is a Q session, so I'll typecast it to Q session. Convert. Then Q session dot Q connection dot start. Q connection dot start will start as connection, and then and I got a Q session. Then from Q session, what I will do is I'll say Q session dot create create sender. See here, I need to send a message to Q, so I want a Q sender. So to get a Q sender, what you need to do is you need to call Q create sender and pass the Q object for which Q. You will get an object of Q sender. You have already looked up for the Q object. You will be getting an object of Q sender. Q sender. Okay, you got a sender. You can send a message, right? But you have to prepare a message. Q sender dot Q session dot create a text message. I say you can create a lot of types of messages. I'll tell about various types of messages which you can send. But right now I'm saying create a text message which will take a string. I'll say this is a test message. Okay, I'll get an object of text message. Then Q sender dot send, I will send the text message. That's it, over. These have to send a message, then I'll say queue session dot close. Queue connection dots. I will explain everything what is going on further. And finally I'll say system.out.println message sent. Just I'll run it, let's see what will happen. Got an exception. Why? Oh, initial context I am using without passing hash table. So what I should do? JNDA.properties have to copy paste inside src. Copy paste JNDA.properties because for initial context it is required. Okay, I got one more exception. Connection factory. Wow. Just say connection factory then. Need to what is the exception? Why is it saying like this? Is that deleted? JNDA.properties is there. Again I'll run. Okay. Okay. Here whenever I say connection dot create session, I need to say first parameter is boolean. Boolean it's for, it says whether the session is a transacted session or a non-transacted session. Transacted session means if I start a session here, I may send 10 messages. If I have a rule saying either all the messages should be received or none of the messages should be received. Right? Here also transactions is there. I may send n number of messages. If I have a rule saying that all the messages which I am sending, 10 messages should be received, should be sent successfully. If any one message fails, then all the other messages also should roll back. That is the meaning of transacted session. If I want a transacted session, I should say true here, the first parameter. Right now I said false. I will give an example of transacted session also. Right? Then if this is true, second parameter does not have any meaning. Second parameter says what is the acknowledgement mode. In a transacted session, I am guaranteed that whether all the messages will be delivered or not. I am guaranteed if I start a transaction. But if it is not transacted, I may send some 10 messages. I may be waiting for acknowledgements. once the JMS server receives the messages, I may wait for acknowledgement, right? So here, this second parameter will be having a meaning when the session is not transacted. So not transacted means I am not sure whether the message will be received successfully or not. May fail also. So my program is saying what type of acknowledgement do you want? I want auto acknowledge. When it's starting its session itself, I am telling to JMS server, I want automatic acknowledgements from you. Whenever you receive a message, send me an immediate acknowledgement. Right? So I started a session where I will be getting automatic acknowledgements from the JMS server. Right? Then I want to send a message. To send a message, I require an object called as queue sender. How does I get? Queue sender create sender for this queue. This sender will be able to send a message to the queue. But after that, I need to start. I want to send a message. What type of message? There are various types of messages which I can send. I can create an object message. Like if I want to send an employee object, whole employee object, I can create an object message. Or if I want to send a map which is containing key value pairs, I can create a map message. There are a lot of messages. But right now, I want to send plain text as part of message. So create a text message with this text. Then queue sender dot send will send. Right? I have sent the request. I have sent the messages to the queue. Right? So what I'll do is I'll just say localhost colon 6060. Okay. There was I said JMX hyphen console. I clicked on it, and here jpos.messaging dot destination, and here is mysysq. Then coming down, see there is one thing called as list all messages, and click on invoke. It's saying that there is one message, right? So I'll just tell you how to check what messages are there. Go to localhost 6060. You'll see this. Okay. Then click on JMX console, second link. You'll see this, right? And you want to check the messages whether they are reached or not. You click on this one, messaging dot destinations. It will show you all the destinations which are already running. This is my destination, mysysq. This is of a queue. Click on that, right? So now you are seeing a service, a destination, messaging queue. What is the J&D name of this queue? /q/mysysq. Coming down, on this queue you can do all these operations. List all messages is there is a method, there is an operation called as list all messages which you can invoke. If you click on invoke, it will list you all the messages. So I am seeing one message, right? If I run the same program again, this is a second message, I will say. Okay, again I will run. Let me check if message is sent or not. Yeah, message sent. So my queue has two messages, right? As there was no listener, the queue will be keeping those messages with itself. Again I am just clicking here, going back, list all messages. Now see, I am able to see second message also, the message that to string, it's just like this. Okay, two messages are there on the JMS server. Just check if you are able to. I'm writing message sender, message receiver from queue. New class message receiver from queue. Take main method. Copy up to this session. Pasting it. Throwing some exception. Then queue session dot create receiver for the queue. This will give me a queue receiver object. Then queue receiver dot receive will receive a message. Message, I know that I am getting a text message, so I will take it in a text message reference. I'll typecast it. So system.out.println receive plus text message dot get text. That's all. Then you can close the session. Queue session dot close. Queue connection dot close. Okay, now I will run this. Let us see whether I will receive the first message. The first message should be received now first. I said receive only for once. Yep, see, I got the first message. If I run it again, I'll get the second message, because it's a queue, first in, first out. If I run it again, I'll get the second message. This is second message, right? Here I have sent text message, then queue session dot create map message. I'll be getting an object of map message. Inside this map message, I'll say dot set. There are a lot of setter methods. Set string, I'll say. I can put some key value pairs. I'll say Java. The meaning I'll keep it as copy. Like that, I can keep n number of key value pairs inside this map message. Then queue sender dot send. It is taking message. Message is super type of text message and map message, so I can pass anything. Right now I am passing map message. That's all. Now I will run it. Should see that map message is sent. Okay, sent. Then in the console, if I say list all messages, yep, I am seeing a message. Then here I will get it. Queue receiver dot receive. I'll take it in map message. Cast it. Then system.out.println. Java message dot. Previously I have called set string, now I'll say get string. Java. That's it. Run it and check. Hello. Just run it, let's see. See, Java copy. Queue, right? Now the requirement is to use transacted sessions. That means I will send. Okay, while receiving I will say transaction. While sending, I am sending 10 messages. Either I want 10 messages to be sent or not to be sent. Right? But while receiving also, what will happen? Earlier, what is happening? Once a message is received, is a message deleted from the queue? Yes. But now, while receiving, I want to receive 10 messages, or else the message should not be removed from the queue. Right? Let's assume that there are 10 messages on the queue already. I will start receiving, in a loop I will start receiving for 10 times. Either I should get 10 messages. Suppose if at least one message fails, I will not commit the transaction. It should be right. So let's see. What I will do is, first of all, I will send some messages to queue. It's good to send text messages so that I can see the messages clearly. I'll just uncomment the text message part. I'll say this is a first message. Send it. Then I'll say this is a second message. Just I will send some 5 messages quickly. Third message. Fourth message. Fifth message. 5 messages I have sent. Okay. Now while receiving, I want to receive either all 5 messages or none should be received. By default, till now what happened? After the message is received, the message is removed on the server side, right? Okay. Now going to receiver, what I will do is, what I should say? While creating session, it should be true. Then this is a transacted session, right? Okay, how do I start a session now? See here. Queue session, you expect that there will be a method called as queue session at begin, just like transaction at begin. But there is nothing like queue session at begin. Queue session that commit is there. If you call commit for the first time, it will start a transaction, and at the end also you should call commit. Okay, so I'm actually expecting some text messages. I'll comment it. Okay, I'll uncomment it. So what I'm going to do is I'll receive 4 messages, but if I say commit queue session dot commit, how many messages I received? 4 only, right? If I say queue session dot commit, what will happen? Commit will go to the server saying, okay, I have received all the 5 messages. Then only the server will remove all the messages. Until it receives commit, it will not remove the messages, even though it has sent it to you, right? So now what I will do is, I will just uncomment, I will just comment this commit and run it. I will actually receive 5 messages, but I am not committing. That means the server will assume that the messages are not yet received. So I'll just run it. I should see the 5 messages, but the message should not be removed from the server because I didn't commit. So why I got this first message? I will save it clearly before sending it. Okay, anyway, 5 messages I got, but again if I run it, will I get it again? I got again. That means that the messages are not yet removed, right? So what I'll do is, after receiving the message, I'll say commit. Now I will receive the messages and they should be removed from the server because I'm committing. Okay, it's running still. Okay, right? Now again if I run, I should not see the messages because the messages are deleted from the server. Again I'm running. I should not see the messages, it should be waiting. Okay. Oh, I should have called receive 5 times. I received once and pending it. Okay, so mistake. Okay, I should call receive 5 times, right? So but right now how many messages are there? 3 messages are there, so I will call receive for 3 times only. I will not commit. So I should receive message 3, 4, 5. 3rd, 4th and 5th I received. Again if I run, I'll get all because I didn't commit. You're getting? 1 minute, I'll just check. I'll just send 2 more messages. Let me check again. First message, second message. now if I say receive, see messages anyway. I will run it, receiver. I received but not yet committed. Oh, I received third, fifth, fourth and fifth still because I didn't commit. My program was late. I thought it was not working. If it's a commit, all of them should go. All of them should have gone. Now if I run, I will not get third, fourth and fifth. I have already again sent first, second and third again. I should get that, right? I got 2 messages. Those were read. But third message was not there. So that's about how to use transactions. Just write out. Here I will show you what to do with topic. Same program. If you want a topic, what you have to do is in the connection factories, not in connection factories, you have to go for JBoss, docs, examples, JMS. This was my earlier file. Here there will be an MB for topic. I think you have deleted all that, right? Here there will be a MB for topic. You have to take another MB which is of topic type, then give a name. A topic will be created, right? Then for a topic, see for a queue, you have 2 objects. What are they? Message sender, message receiver. But for topic, the terminology is different. We will publish to a topic and subscribe to a topic. Like for radio session, what do? You subscribe for radio session. Once you subscribe, you will receive all the messages, right? So in case of topic, we call the person who is receiving as subscriber. He has to subscribe for the topic. And the person who is sending is called the publisher. So topic publisher, topic subscriber, right? The whole program is same. See the program, I'll just tell you. The whole program is similar. Here instead of getting queue connect, you have instead of typecasting it to queue connection factory, you have to typecast it to topic connection factory, right? Then create topic connection, right? Then we have to look up for topic from the JNDA. Then create, queue connection at create session, right? Here you get topic session, topic send, topic publisher. With the queue sender, topic publisher. Similarly, you get a message dot send. Same program can you modify, but you don't have the topic. This destinations XML file, you have it? Yeah, if you have it, you can modify it and then do it. So I'm just copying this MB in, going to JBoss server default deploy example destination surveys. I'm just copying, editing, and I'll just paste. I'll give the name as MySys topic. Save it. That's all. On the console I should see that MySys topic is published. See? MySys topic has started. /topic/ MySys topic has started. Now you can publish a message to topic and subscribe. Right? So I'm just creating it quickly. You can also do it quickly like this. So what do we call the sender for topic? Publisher. So publisher. I'll just create a class called as publisher to queue. Sorry, to topic. Take main. From the message sender, the first few lines like looking up until creating this one is fine, same, but instead of typecasting it to queue connection factory, I need to typecast it to topic connection factory. Then topic connection factory dot create topic connection. I'll get topic connection. This is throwing some exception. Yeah. Then topic connection dot create a session false first and session dot auto acknowledge. I'll be getting a topic session. Create topic session. I'll take. Then before that, topic connection dot start. Then topic session dot create publisher. Create a publisher for topic, but before that I need to look up for topic. So I'll just look up context dot lookup. What is the name? /topic / MySys topic. I'll take it in topic. Then topic session dot create publisher for this topic. What is it returning? Topic publisher. Then topic session dot create text message. This is first message to topic. You will get a text message. all steps are same. Then topic publisher dot publish, then topic session dot close, then topic connection dot close. So now finally I'll say system.out.println message sent to topic. Okay, I'll run it. Let's see whether the message is sent to topic or not. Okay, message is sent, but I want to tell you one thing. Radio station is publishing some songs at 5 o'clock. If you tune to radio station at 6 o'clock, will you get the song at 5 o'clock? The messages will be lost. So the messages which are sent to topic, if you want to receive, you should have been already subscribed to the topic. If you subscribe later, you will not get it. Right? So the message is sent. There are no subscribers. Message is lost. Right? So you should create a subscriber first, then make it to listen. Right? I just write a copy paste only almost now. I just write a subscriber and let's see. Topic, subscriber to topic. Subscriber to topic. I'll copy paste all this code because it's almost same. Up to this topic session, it's same. Okay, it's throwing some exception. I'll declare that it throws. Okay, now tell me, I got topic session. What I should do? Topic session dot create subscriber. Create a subscriber for that topic. It will give me an object of topic subscriber. Then I'll say topic subscriber dot right. I will receive method. What is it returning? It's returning a message. I'm expecting a text message. Typecast it to text message, then system.out.println text message dot get a text. That's all. So first I am starting the subscriber. See, the subscriber is just waiting for the message. He subscribed to the topic and waiting for messages. No messages, waiting. Now I will start my publisher and I will publish one message. Message sent. See at the console. This is the console for publisher. Publisher console says message sent. Here this is the console for subscriber. Subscriber got the message. Right? So this is how to receive the subscriber, right? Any doubts? So you understood about how to send a message to queue and receive from a queue, how to subscribe to a topic, and how to publish to a topic, right? Now the last topic is message driven bean. Okay, you have, from the programs which you have seen till now, let's assume that there are a lot of senders. Lot of messages are coming to a particular destination, right? Let's say 10 messages per second are coming from various threads. Right? Once your application starts, it is running continuously. Depending upon the situation, you may be receiving n number of messages to your destination. 10 messages per second you are receiving. How many receivers you want? 10? One receiver? So if I say message receiver dot receive, it is receiving one message, then terminating, right? Or can I keep it message receiver dot receive in a infinite loop? Infinite loop? Okay. If I keep message receiver dot receive in an infinite loop, what will happen? It will receive one message, then again wait for next message. So it can be done, right? But generally the receivers, after receiving the message, they have to do some logic. After receiving the message, here I am just printing on the console. But in a real scenario, after a message is received, suppose I received a map message. In map, I can send some data. Using the data, maybe it has to insert some database or so, whatever. So after a message is received by the receiver, it has to do some logic. Okay. Now, if you are having only one receiver, but if you are getting 10 messages per second, will one receiver be sufficient? No. 10 receivers will be sufficient. What if right now there are 10 messages per second, but after some time, let's say the messages are 1 message per second. Will there be any problem? Yes. Receivers are more, the incoming messages are. So how many receivers should be there is a problem. Tell me a solution. But how do you know how many messages will come? The message at a peak hour, the number of messages may be more. At non-peak hour, the number of messages may be less. So at a particular point of time, I may receive 100 messages per second. But at a particular point of time, I will not receive any messages per second.
Keep one receiver, and for all the business what we can also send it
Keep one receiver only for receiving. After it receives, start a thread. Right? Okay, that's a good idea. But the idea is, if we can pool the number of receivers. So in case of stateless bean, the EJB container will decide how many beans to be in the pool, right? 0 beans or 10 beans or 100 beans of stateless session beans, container will decide. So container is the best thing that knows how many beans should be in the pool, right? So what I can do is, if the number of receivers is decided by the container, it will be good, right? Container can, when the message load is more, it can increase the number of receivers in the pool. When the number of messages are less, container can decide to destroy some of the receivers. So message driven bean is just nothing but a listener for your messages. When will your session bean be invoked? You have a session bean in the container. When is it invoked? whenever client calls a method, based on client calls. But when is a message driven being invoked? Whenever a message comes to a destination, automatically the message driven being is invoked. That's why the name message driven being. When this message driven being is executed, is driven by message. That's why the name message driven being. So, how to write your own message driven being? See here. In the same program, I'll say new. Okay, I'll go to Java E perspective. The same project, say new message driven bean. Class name is, I'll say my queue listener. Queue, the bean which will listen for a queue or a topic, I can decide what is the destination. My queue message driven bean. Message MDB, I'll say my queue MDB. What is the destination name? What is my destination? It is /q/ mysysq. The destination name is, destination type is next. Your MDB should implement an interface called as message listener, so that whenever a message comes, a method can be invoked. Let's see. Finish. Okay, so now you can see here message driven bean is implementing message listener, and there is a method called as on message. Whenever a message comes, the container will automatically invoke this on message method and pass the message, right? So now I am expecting text messages. So what I'll do is I'll just typecast it to text messages and print the message. So text message is equals to message. I am expecting text messages, so I'll typecast this message to text message, and I'll just print system.out.println received plus text message dot get text. And now you can see here the annotation is message driven. Here there are something activation configuration. Destination type is queue and mapped name is mysysq. All information is there. What is the queue name? mysysq. Destination type is queue. I can deploy it. What is it saying? Unhandled exception. Okay, I'm try catch. I'm keeping it inside try catch. Okay. So I'll just deploy it. Right click, export EJB jar, finish. Now it should have been exported. Is there an exception? MyQMDB, what is it saying? Required config property destination. Name is equals to destination. Not found. Destination, did I not say? 1 minute. Property name is destination type, I said. One more thing is required. Let me just listen.